finally there. You decided, instead of starting a new diet on January 1st and then probably ending it around January 15th, you decided you'll do something different this year and change your life for better in a more significant way, and you decided to get a coach. So what happens now? There are a million coaches out there. It seems like everyone's calling themselves a coach. How do you select a coach that's right for you? How do you differentiate between coaching and another advice-giving avenue that's done under the name of coaching? I'm going to be talking about all of this today. My name is Dragan. I'm a life coach. My goal is to demystify important life topics for all of us. So I will break this down into two things that you should be considering. One is qualification, and the other one is compatibility. So when it comes to qualifications, why is it so easy to call yourself a coach? That's because there is really no licensing for coaching. So anyone can really go out there and just call themselves a coach. But there is a coaching accreditation. So gold standard for getting a coaching accreditation is an International Coaching Federation. And just for a fun fact, there are only 70,000 accredited coaches out there, while there's also around 70,000 travel agents still out there, although that's a travel agents, right? So if you like this video, hit like, subscribe, share. It really helps me to continue to create this. So why are there only 70,000 accredited coaches out there? That's because it's pretty hard to get the actual accreditation itself. It requires a big commitment itself. Some of the requirements to get certifications include 100 coaching hours, 60 hours of coaching education, 10 hours of mentorship, and also all of this done through one of the schools that's approved by ICF itself. So for my coaching path, or for my accreditation path itself, I went to Fielding Graduate University and received a certificate in evidence-based coaching that took 8 months of this year. It was great. That was something I was passionate about, but it was a big commitment there as well. So you can see how some people will probably choose not to do that because they don't have to. There is no licensing requirement in order to do that. So why does this matter? Why do we actually care about the ICF itself? That's because the ICF ensures that coaches actually do coaching itself, and there is a research and data and science behind that it actually works, and they're not doing something else and calling it coaching. What often happens, and I've seen it happening when some people have approached me about coaching, is that they're actually doing consulting or mentorship itself. So what is consulting and how it differentiates from coaching? Consulting is a business of expert giving advice. So there's a promise that I will be problem solving, and there is some kind of a advice giving process happening. So that's not coaching. What is mentorship? Mentorship is done under premise of guidance, that I know more than you do, and I will be passing knowledge of some sort itself. I also seen that, like, first thing that people think about coaches is that we know more about life and we're just kind of giving you advice about a life itself, and that's how coaching works. That's not how coaching works. Coaching is really a partnership about bridging the gap between where you now and where you want to be. It's an equal partnership, so I don't know more than you do, and that's because you are the only expert in your life, so I cannot know more about your life than you do. But what I can do for you is partner with you, provide you a space where you can define the goals about what do you want to make better about your life itself, and use coaching as a vehicle to help you, get there. And that's where all of the data and research and science really supports the process itself in really helping people, get there. So we really want to stay in the actual coaching lane because it works. So first questions you should be asking your potential coaches is, what has been their education background, and how did they get to a coach? Where did they went to school, and then you can see from there if they went to some sort of accredited schools or not, and you can make your decision based on that. In my previous video, I also talked about a difference between coaching and therapy. Although there's a lot of overlap, therapy really focuses on emotional distress, mental health problems on a deeper level, and where coaching really is about creating a forward-moving motion itself. And even when going to some of the past, we do that so that we can move forward in the future itself. But you can watch video for more information about that as well.
2,000 years later.
So the second part I'm going to talk about is compatibility. So none of the educational accreditation stuff matters unless you can feel that the coach is seeing you as a person, and that you can create a trusting environment where you can open up. So no matter how many books coach has read in the past, it doesn't really matter unless there is compatibility itself and you feel the sense of trust and safety. So and how do you establish that, or how do you know that you will be compatible with the coach itself? Some of the things that matter to me, for example, and I think that's the same whether I'm getting a coach or even a therapist, is whether they I'm a gay man, so I want someone who really understands that, and I don't have to explain a lot around that. I'm sure for other minorities, it's important that they'll be able to talk about all sorts of different issues, and I'm not going to be apprehensive to talk about that. If I am, right away, the trust and safety is not there, and really it's not going to be the best use of my time. You have to think about, like, is this person really working for you? And if they're not, and even if you start coaching and you realize that they're not, then I think you should not continue with that coach. Some of the things that are like important to maybe think about or explore as you are getting to know the coach is to understand, why are they actually doing coaching? Like, what really motivates them there? What obstacles have they overcome in their life, and how can they demonstrate certain transformation itself? Like, for me, it's like I could never imagine that I would be doing something as simple as YouTube videos, as that was kind of terrifying to me. And right now I'm doing YouTube videos. I mean, this is really a small thing maybe, but there is a lot of transformation that I've done in my own life. And there is something we say, like, you can't give what you don't have. So if the coach hasn't really changed their life, then how are they going to help you change yours? So that's really important. So I would ask them what really motivates them, or what changes have they made in their own life. At the end of the day, you have to trust your gut and your intuition. So if something doesn't feel right, that's because it probably isn't right, and you should be able to address it. And at the end of the day, coach shouldn't make it difficult to end the engagement. even refer you to a different coach that may be a better match. And if they are, that's also really not a good sign, either. That's it for this video today. Thank you so much, and I will see you pretty soon. Bye.